The first character is a guy called Ajay. He's 28 years old, he's in Bangalore. He's what we would all call as perfection. He looks good. He has this little bit of vacuum inside himself, a very small vacuum. He's looking for an answer to a question that he still doesn't know yet. The third person is a guy called Shiva, who's moved in with Ajay and Anil. Relationship. Everybody has a story to say. He does not have any story. At this point, I want to stop the story. I want to ask you, whose story do you want to know? Do you want to know Shiva's story or do you want to know Ajay's story? I want to introduce you to the characters in that story. And after that, I'm going to start the story. The story is going to go on, and at one point, I'm going to stop. I'm going to give you two options. You guys are going to pick one option. We'll just do a show of hands. Whichever option has more interest, we'll take that, and from there we continue. We'll finish off the story. So that's the idea, right? So this story is titled The Dream Cafe. There are three major characters in this story. The first character is a guy called Ajay. He's 28 years old, he's in Bangalore. He's what we would all call as perfection. He looks good. He's in a wonderful relationship with a beautiful woman. He's good at pretty much everything that he does. He's good at studies, he's good at sports, he's good at art. If you were one of those people in his friend circle, you would look at him and be like, I want to be like that guy. He's awesome. I have to be that. Right? And there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with him as such, but if you take him away from everything, if you go and have a one-on-one talk with him, he's going to tell you that he has this little bit of vacuum inside himself, a very small vacuum. He's looking for an answer to a question that he still doesn't know yet. And he's bothered about this vacuum. That makes his own identity a bit, he's not sure of his identity. He's happy, I'm telling you, he's happy about his life. But he's wondering, okay, there's something out there, right? Something that I need to know about myself, and he doesn't have an answer yet, and that keeps bothering him every single day. The botheration is only increasing as time passes. The second character is a guy called Anil. Now, Anil is also a 28-year-old. He's been friends with Ajay for as long as they can, remember. He's also living with Ajay in a 3 BHK in Bangalore as such. Over the course of time, having since been together for such a long time, Anil has started mirroring Ajay's character. And he knows this because there have been close friends of his as well, who've come to him and ended up asking him, saying, listen man, you act very similar to Ajay. You need to have your own independent identity. And so why do you do this? Why? And he says, why not? Because Ajay is everything that people want to be. I want to be exactly like what Ajay is. You know what? I don't feel ashamed. I do not feel ashamed at all. I just want to be just like how he is. I want to be good at studies. I want to be, I want to socialize. I want to be as popular as what he is. I'm not ashamed. I'm absolutely not ashamed by who I am. But secretly, when he's alone, when he's not near Ajay, he is bothered because he doesn't know his identity yet. But he never lets that fear completely overtake him. The third person is a guy called Shiva, who's moved in with Ajay and Anil just about a month, over a duration of 1 month. He was born and brought up in Chennai. He's one of those guys who's led a okay life. He hasn't really, had these memories that, make him stand out in a group. When there are 4 to 5 people around, and one of them is like, dude, I went solo tripping all the way to Himachal. And there's yet another guy, oh no, I did scuba diving this summer, bro. And then there's yet another person who's like, bro, I just got into a relationship. Everybody has a story to say. He does not have any story. His life is all about waking up, getting his daily chores done, going to work, getting his work done, coming back, having his dinner, falling asleep. It's a routine. That's how his parents have brought him up. He wants to explore, but he cannot explore because he does not have the strength with him. And this shift from Chennai to Bangalore gives him a space wherein he decides, okay, I can finally be myself. Whatever I want to be. Maybe I need to find myself again. So let me start doing stuff. So he's happy, he quickly moves over. Now these 3 people are staying together, and over the course of time, a good friendship starts bonding between all these 3 people. One day over Netflix and a couple of drinks, Ajay ends up asking Shiva, hey, tell me about your relationships, man. I mean, you have to, you should have been in a relationship because for me that's very casual. And Shiva finally opens up. He says, no, I've never been in a relationship. No, this shocks both Anil and Ajay. It's like, dude, you're 28. You haven't been even in a single relationship. It's like, no. Like, have you kissed a woman? Like, no, I have not kissed anyone till date. And at that point, Ajay takes up Shiva's phone. He installs Tinder. He's like, dude, you're in Bangalore. What's wrong with you? Install Tinder. No, I'll help you. And he ends up, putting up his photos, filling out his bio and everything. So they start right swipe. Secretly, she was very happy because he's like, okay, something is happening in my life. Really excited, but he doesn't show it off because you wouldn't show it off to your friends, right? You can't be like, yeah, I'm finally using Tinder. And at the same time, there's Anil out there who's kind of a little bit jealous because there's a growing friendship between Ajay and Shiva, and he's uncomfortable with it because he wants to be Ajay's best friend. And luckily, on the very first day itself, Shiva gets a match. He's super excited. He looks at the profile picture of the woman. She's a beautiful woman. Before Shiva can take the phone and start chatting, Ajay is telling him, bro, please, if you were good, then you would have already been in the relationship till date, man. I'll take care. I'm there for you, bro. And he starts texting with that woman. This goes on for the next half hour, 45 minutes. And all of a sudden, Ajay gets up and says, you know what, I unmatched with her, bro. I don't think she's right for you. I know, man. I know, like, the kind of woman that, will be perfect for you. Now, this disappoints Shiva. He's like, because he looked at the woman, he liked the woman, he didn't even get a chance to go there and speak with that woman, to chat. Everything Ajay did. So he's kind of disturbed by this dominance because, in a way, Ajay becomes the alpha of the group. Disturbed by it, but he doesn't do anything with it. He just keeps swiping right and left on some more profiles, and then, night falls, all of them return together. At this point, when you take Shiva, as soon as he goes in, he gets ready to sleep, he gets a notification on his phone. It says, you got a new match. He looks at that photo, he's surprised because that woman is even more beautiful. A part of him wants to come rushing out of his room, like tap on Ajay's door and say, dude, listen, I don't know what to do, I'm tensed. I want somehow this whole thing to work. He has absolutely no idea what to do, but at the same time, he's also afraid. Because what if Ajay again takes over? He's like, bro, please, I'll text on your behalf, man. I'll make sure that you date this woman. Why do you worry? And what if he fails? So he never comes out of the room. He starts texting that girl. Somehow, as the times flow, the conversation is so nice. It goes wonderfully well. Even he's surprised. And at one point, the woman says, can we meet tomorrow? He has absolutely no idea what to do. He's new to Bangalore. He doesn't even know any good places in Bangalore. So it's like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's catch up tomorrow. And the woman ends up suggesting a place. Let's cut Shiva's story at this point. There's yet another story that's happening with Ajay. While swiping right and left on Shiva's phone, Anil notices that Ajay is kind of tensed, but he doesn't ask. And after everybody retires, Ajay goes into his room. The tension that's been building up within him starts coming out because one of the profiles that he swiped was his girlfriend's profile, or at least had his girlfriend's picture. A part of him is confused and scared at the same time because, okay, it might be a fake profile. No, it has to be a fake profile, man. We are in a relationship. How can that be a real profile? But what if it was a real profile? What if she's cheating me? These insecurities slowly start coming out, and these kind of insecurities come out only when he's alone. He's not sure what to do, and at that time, his phone ends up blinking. There's an SMS. At this point, I want to stop the story. I want to ask you, whose story do you want to know? Do you want to know Shiva's story, or do you want to know Ajay's story? All those in favor of Shiva's story, raise up your hands.
Shiva's story and Ajay's story?
Ajay's story. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Shiva's. I'm sorry, can you raise up again if... okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there are a total of 15 people over here. Everybody else wants to hear Ajay's story? That is not going to happen. Because both of them are on completely different tracks. So, all those in favor of Ajay's story? That's unfair. I saw you raise hands for both the stories. No, just Ajay's story?
Yeah, Ajay's.
Ajay's. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, okay, 8. Well, lovely. Ajay wins. Okay. So he gets a message on his phone and he sees. And the message goes on something like this. Welcome to Dream Cafe. The offer stands only for tomorrow, wherein you can have your food for absolutely free. You don't need to pay at all. And at this point, there is so much of tension building up in Ajay's head. He just wants to go out. He wants to be alone. He wants to be in a place where there's not many people. Or maybe a place filled with strangers. He doesn't want people who know him around him because he needs to think. He needs to think before he can go confront his girlfriend and say, see, I saw your profile on Tinder. What's happening? So the next morning, before both Shiva and Anil can wake up, he takes up his vehicle. He goes all the way to this Dream Cafe. The location is there on the message. The place looks beautiful. It doesn't look like this typical cafe. You go inside, there's so much greenery. There's so much privacy. Each and every table is far off. It looks great. So suppose he sits down. There's some kind of this vibe in that whole place that he can't seem to understand. But somehow it starts soothing him down. He takes a look at the menu. A waiter comes over. He gives him a glass of water. He takes a look at the menu. He sees, the waiter says, order anything. Everything's free today. So he orders one particular, all the names are kind of interesting, so he orders one particular dish. The dish gets served within a few minutes. He starts, eating, and just within a small time frame, he feels like he's losing his consciousness. So he goes off, takes some water, Then all of a sudden, there's this voice that starts surrounding the entire cafe. And he is not able to decipher what that voice is. A few seconds later, he starts realizing that the voice is his own voice. There's two types of voices. One of them says, dude, you need to go confront your girlfriend. What? Just go ask her. Go ask her. Ask her if she's there on Tinder, if she's cheating you. You know what? If she's cheating you, just break up. You have everything going for you, man. Like, you find out a new girlfriend, go on, enjoy life. It's not like you haven't cheated on her before. You used to text people. Maybe you didn't go kiss another woman, but you did text under anonymous names. You had created a fake Tinder profile which no one knows about. And there's another voice that says, dude, people are saying that you're perfect, your life is perfect. But you're not. You're not perfect at all. There is some vacuum inside you that's killing you. You can't get away from this woman because this woman is your happiness. You can't go away. She's giving you so much happiness. If she's going to go, you're going to get really down. You're going to get into depression. You are going to break up. Your whole life is going to get ruined. Your friends are going to run away from you. Do you want to see your life crumble? Both of these voices start getting much louder. There's an headache. He's not able to. He starts screaming because he wants that pain inside his head to come out. He starts sweating. All of a sudden, everything starts fading again. And he wakes up. He looks at the place. The place is the same. Far away, he sees two people in a mask coming up. He feels really tired, dehydrated. He has no idea what just happened. And two people in a mask in a cafe? What kind of a thing is that? Those two people come. Those two people say, hi, welcome to Dream Cafe. Oh, what's happening, man? What is this Dream Cafe? Well, sir, the thing with the Dream Cafe is that we are scientists and we work on food additives. We add different additives to each and every food here. Now, each and every food that you eat ends up triggering a different emotion inside you. And you get unconscious, you start dreaming, we study your dreams. He's not able to comprehend anything. He starts freaking out. This is ridiculous. This is like from science fiction movie. And, a glass of water is again kept. We know that you're dehydrated, please have this glass of water. He takes a sip again. And all of a sudden he starts feeling unconscious again. Then one of the person in the mask tells him, saying, we don't exactly add additives only to food, we add it to water too. And before he can completely slip into unconscious, he just looks up and says, who are you guys? And those two people end up removing their masks. And Ajay can see those two people's faces. And then it hits him, the real truth hits him, because he knows who those two people are. But before he can say anything more, he completely goes into unconscious. And that is the end of the story as of now. Well, that's it. I'm really thankful for all of you for listening to this story. You've been a wonderful audience. And thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been wonderful. It was wonderful listening to your story too, and your poems were such really impactful. So thank you for performing them here. And for anyone who, I do run a page called the Exam Plum Collections. Also, my Instagram handle is Nikhilesh_. I have no other way of telling it in a better way. So do please follow me over there, where I keep posting my write-ups, and promise you I'll keep bringing you more twisted stories down the line. Thank you so much.